Welcome back, everyone. I'm meteorologist Tate Nix, along with the program director at the Museum Discovery, Mr. Thomas Lipham. This is our next at-home Discovery episode. I hope you've been enjoying the last several, and this one's going to be a fun one as well. We are dealing with frozen exploration this time, so we have got balloons that have been filled with ice the night before, and now they're ready to go in cold, but we're going to have some fun with it, so kind of walk us through what we're going to be doing.
Absolutely. So what we have, as you mentioned, we have a regular balloon. I do not recommend using a water balloon because those pop really easily.
Okay.
So you use a regular balloon, and interestingly, you don't have to use a balloon. So this is like one of those nitrile gloves that you can fill with water.
All right.
Depending on your freezer, you may want to wait 1 night or 2 nights. But anyway, your size of the balloon is also going to make an impact. The bigger it is, the longer it's going to take to freeze.
Got it.
So you can go as big or as small with this as you want, but the whole point of it is playing with states of matter.
Okay.
So states of matter, we are common with solids, liquids, gases. We're not going to play with plasma today, but these states of matter are all around us. It's what makes up all of our matter.
Yep.
And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at the relationship between frozen and liquid water.
Okay.
So to get started, we're going to cut a portion of this balloon. Doesn't really matter where you cut, because once you cut it, you can start tearing it.
Okay. Oh.
And that looks pretty cool, huh?
That's beautiful.
This one froze really well. That looks absolutely awesome.
You didn't tell me this was going to be an art project.
Well, you know, some of them look better than others, but that is honestly one of the best looking ones I've seen. That's awesome. So when you have, as soon as you have a little tear, there we go. Oh, yours looks cool too.
Look at that.
Hey, man, luck is on our side with these.
Wow.
So with this frozen water, it's going to stay frozen unless it experiences an environment warmer than 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
So what we have here are squirt bottles that have just hot tap water on them.
Okay.
Now, if you don't have these types of squirt bottles at home, that's okay. Even like a Gatorade bottle or just a regular water bottle, and just punch a little hole in the cap.
Okay.
And that way you can squeeze that hot water out.
You want a small flow.
Yeah, you want it to be fairly low flow, to where it can actually have a little bit of a higher pressure.
Okay.
So I'll show you why. So if we come over here, all you have to do is really just squeeze it against it, and you'll start seeing that you can drill a hole with hot water.
Wow.
And there's just something unreasonably satisfying about that.
That was very satisfying.
And the cool thing is you can connect these little caves. So you can talk with your family about what a cave is and how they can be formed in different ways. Like I've connected my two over here, and you can create a really cool system. This is a ton of fun to play with, and just that alone is a great open-ended type of exploration with these states of matter, learning that when you introduce something warm, it's going to start changing the state of matter on this frozen solid. It's going to cause it to melt from a solid into a liquid. Now, like I said, you can do it with something besides a balloon. It is a little bit harder to open these up, but you can do it with all types of containers, and you don't have to have it in an actual glove. You can do it in just like Tupperware. You can freeze just Tupperware. So this one is going to look a little bit different. Uh-oh, we lost a finger.
You broke it.
That's all good. Oh, we also lost the thumb. That one's in there. That's okay.
So 3-fingered hand. There we go.
That's all right. He's A-okay right there.
A-okay.
The other thing I want to show you is this salt. This is road salt. Now, salt is going to change the melting point of our water. So if you want to just kind of pour some on top of that, what's going to happen is that ice is going to require a colder temperature for it to stay frozen.
Okay.
So as a result, it doesn't have that, and it's going to start melting into a liquid. That's why, not so much here, but up north, the roads are salted a whole lot, because that's going to lower that freezing point, which means that ice is more likely to be a liquid rather than a solid, or that water, excuse me, is more likely to be a liquid than a solid, which means it's a lot safer to drive on.
Right.
So if we look here, you're beginning to observe that change happen. Now, the best way to observe it is we get our food dye.
Okay. You got red, I've got green.
I got red. And I recommend just putting maybe 3 or 4 drops spread out on your salt.
Okay.
And you'll start to see it going down those little valleys and chasms that it's created. It's eroding little rivers. How cool is that? Isn't that neat to see?
There's no way I was looking and noticing that earlier.
Hard to notice
Wow.
until you get that food dye. If you want to grab a flashlight, we're going to just start exploring it from the side.
Okay.
And it's just going to look really neat. You're going to see how this ice froze. You can see those valleys and those little rivers that are being melted through it. And if you create a little cave, you're going to see that food coloring go into those caves.
This has been fantastic, Thomas. Mine's even making sounds over here.
Releasing some of that pressure, those gas bubbles are going to be releasing.
Absolutely. So it's important to understand this too, because especially getting into this time of year, we're going to see a lot of that transition, especially outside. We're going to be getting cold enough where puddles of water are frozen again, and we're going to see that constantly thawing back into a liquid, back into a solid. So this is really a fun experiment. Thank you, Thomas, for showing us this. And make sure that you have a little fun at home. Put this together, and you can have an afternoon worth a lot of fun. All right, don't forget to tune into our next episode. It'll be launched on our website, kark.com/science, next Monday at 1 o'clock. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I really like this one.